Hello everybody, it's the Game Judge here, and the most downloaded game from the Nintendo Switch in 2023 is, drumroll please, Suika, or otherwise known as the Watermelon game. Now I do have to preface this by saying this was according to the Nintendo eShop of Japan in 2023 for downloads, and you may be asking yourself, how does a game like this beat out such a game as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for Nintendo Switch downloads in 2023? And in this video, we're going to be answering those kinds of questions and examining the potential reasons for why such a game is the top downloaded game for the Nintendo Switch in 2023. But before we do that, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more gaming related content. Now I want to start first by examining a list here that Japan released of the top 30 games downloaded for Nintendo Switch in 2023. As I mentioned, you can see Suika, or the Watermelon game, is number 1, and right behind that at number 2 we can see Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and below that we have Pikmin 4 and Super Mario Bros. At number 3 and 4 respectively. Now I won't go over the whole list as I think it's unnecessary for the points I want to talk about here in the video. I do think there is more than one reason for the Watermelon game being the most downloaded game in 2023, and one of those main reasons I believe is the simplicity of the game itself. And of course I had to download and play the game to figure this out. You're essentially dropping different types of fruit on top of each other, and you want to get them to match in order to clear a particular area. To be honest, it kind of reminds me of Tetris, an old game released in 1989 by Nintendo that sold very well at the time, or even more recently the popular game Candy Crush. This leads me to this point. The reason Tetris and Candy Crush did so well is the same reason the Watermelon game is doing so well now, and that is because it provides simplicity. A wide range of ages can learn the game fast essentially and play it. They are generally stress-free and one can finish fast and leave the game anytime, and this is easier for people that don't have a lot of time in general. My initial reaction to this was surprise, because how could a simple game like the Watermelon game beat a game, or be downloaded more rather, in 2023 for the Nintendo Switch comparatively to games like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? And when I stepped back and analyzed it, it all started to make sense to me. That is that oftentimes as gamers we associate complex as being better than simple. But what we have to realize is that is not necessarily the case, and this is not necessarily a black and white thing. In video games such as the Watermelon game, their target audience is mainstream appeal, and to do that they chose a simpler, more accessible game model, and to that end it worked. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom probably has a different audience in mind that is more niche, such as people who like big open worlds and solving complex puzzles and RPG elements, and to that end, it worked. That isn't to say that either one of these approaches can't be successful in their own right. This has been proven time and time again in the gaming world. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I think that we have to be careful to call a game bad, like the Watermelon game, because it's simple, or call a game good because it's complex. I think where we get in trouble and point fingers is when these things start to get blended together. For example, in RPG games they may simplify some of the RPG elements to appeal to a mainstream audience, and in this turn aggravates people that play these kinds of games for the complexities. This can happen vice versa as well. I should also mention that simple can also be good in RPG games, such as making the menu more simplified and easier to navigate. I just think we should be aware of this dynamic relationship between simple and complex in video games when judging them. So moving on to the next reason as to why the Watermelon game was the downloaded king of the Nintendo Switch in 2023, and that reason is, surprise surprise, price. When we look at the price of the top 3 games below the Watermelon game, they're the standard price per Nintendo Switch games of $69.99, and we contrast that with the price of the Watermelon game price tag of a whooping $3, and a lower price point means more accessibility, hence potentially more downloads. It's as simple as that. And the last reason I want to talk about here is luck. And when I say luck, I'm referring to a lot of popular YouTube streamers started streaming the Watermelon game, and the game started to gain a lot of unexpected popularity. In less than a month, the game saw tens of thousands of downloads, thanks to these videos' rapid rise to fame. So the question in the beginning of the video is why the Watermelon game is the most downloaded game for the Nintendo Switch 2023 compared to other games, and it boils down to accessibility, target audience, and a little bit of luck. The Watermelon game mastered simplicity in a way that appeals to the mainstream audience, and then you throw in a cheap price tag for more accessibility, and boom, you have the most downloaded game on the Nintendo Switch in 2023. Let me know in the comments below about what you guys think about the Watermelon game being the most downloaded game on the Nintendo Switch in 2023. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.